Welcome to Cork, folks. Cork boy. Good to see us. Hope you all doing well. Satyam, Ellen, Cindy, Amanda, Clodagh, Krista, Ann, Trish, Mary, Pam, Stephen, Eileen, Diane, Anita, Joy, Ellen, Ann, Sylvia, Deb, Matthew, and Michael. Hershon, hi Hershon, Emma, and Maureen. Welcome everybody, folks. Good to see us all. Hope you're all doing well. We're here in the beautiful city of Cork, second largest city in all of Ireland. Well, actually, second largest city in the Republic of Ireland, the third largest city on the island of Ireland. And welcome everybody, folks. We're starting our tour in just a little under 3 minutes. Hope you're all doing well. Right down here by the River Lee. This is a wonderful merchant navy ship right here, as this is the second largest natural harbour in the world. It stretches a long way back down towards Cove, where I did my tours yesterday, and further out and beyond. It really is a massive, massive harbour. Amy, welcome. Suzanne, how are you? Good to see you. Jana, Karen, Liz, welcome everybody, folks. Hope you're all doing well. Good to see us all. It's a bitterly cold day here in Cork. It's probably about 2 or 3 degrees Celsius, probably about 36 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe. It's pretty cold. Deb, thank you so much for the early tip. I appreciate that. Mark, how are you? MB, Suzanne, how are you? Good to see you. Eleanor, welcome everybody, folks. Hope you're all doing well. I say we're going to take a tour around Cork City today. It's a very, very nice city. And unfortunately, we don't have the weather again like yesterday. I'm hoping it doesn't rain because very cloudy skies out here today. The weather has not been good for the month of March, but it was absolutely exceptional during the month of February. It was too warm. It was too good to be true. And now we're paying for it in the month of March, where it's been bitterly cold. What is it today? It's the 10th of March. All 10 days and bitterly cold. Lashing rain yesterday for most of the day, but I got really lucky on my tour of Cove, where it was raining all day up to about a half an hour before I started my tour. When I started my tour with a little bit of a drizzle at the beginning, and then it warmed up and stopped raining throughout the tour, which was really great. Then I did my second anniversary tour yesterday as well, and it started raining again when I did that tour. But it wasn't that bad. It eased up for the last 20 minutes or so of that tour, so not so bad. I'm just hoping we don't get rain today, but we'll see what happens. That's an old warehouse over there, bonded warehouse. Gregory, how you doing? Pauline, how are you? Margaret, Patrick, Angie, welcome everybody. Quinn, how are you, Quinn? I'm missing loads of people, folks, because it's all coming in real crack. Natalie from Ukraine, good to see you, Natalie from Ukraine. I hope everything's okay over there for you, Natalie. Family from Ukraine. I hope your family's okay over there in Ukraine, Natalie. Clodagh, we woke up to 6 inches of snow, Clodagh. That's in the UK, right? Wow. We did get snow here yesterday in a lot of parts of Ireland, but believe it or not, it didn't snow in Dublin or Cork. But it rained, it snowed in a lot of other parts of the country, especially up north in the north of Ireland. Good morning from the States. Maggie from Pennsylvania, good to see you. Snow's coming here in New York today, says Suzanne. Yorkshire's sunny now, says Clodagh. Wow, it's already that time. We're starting the tour, folks. Welcome everybody, as I say, to Cork City. I'm approaching right now the Michael Collins Bridge right here. He is the most famous person in Irish history to come from Cork, and maybe the most famous person in Irish history, period, as he signed the treaty where Ireland became a republic, where we had independence for the 26 counties of Southern Ireland. And he was a great soldier, a great strategist, a great organiser, and what have you. He was just a brilliant man. Unfortunately, he was killed in the Civil War at the age of 31 in 1922. Right here in Cork, believe it or not. Happened in Blaine na Blah, right close to where he grew up near Clonakilty. And in Cork, and he was ambushed from a mountaintop and shot dead, as I say, at the age of 31. So good to see everybody. Now, let me just tell you about Cork. This bridge right here is one of 29 bridges going across the River Lee. This is the River Lee here in Cork. And amazingly, Cork, even though it's a much smaller city than Dublin, it has more bridges running over the river than it has in Dublin's river, the River Liffey. Dublin, the River Liffey, I think it's around 21 or 24. People say there's 24, other people say it's 22, 21, but I think it's 21 in the city of Dublin. There's 21 bridges going over the River Liffey. But here, as I say, in Cork, going over the River Lee, there's 29 bridges. This is just one of them here. Hago U just joined. Does that mean Hago University? Good to see you, Hago U. Maybe that's the staff from Hago, I don't know. But welcome, good to see us all. Santosh has been on a few of my tours before, and I didn't recognize his name before. Santosh is a tour guide on the platform here, and I'm getting old and I forget what country he's in. Maybe Santosh, you'd like to tell us where you do your tours, and if you'd like to put in your channel page there, put in your link so people can join your tours. Nepal, that's right, he's in Nepal. That's right, Kathmandu, Nepal. Of course, Mount Everest is in Nepal, the highest mountain in the world. And first man to climb it was, come on folks, first man to climb Mount Everest was, I'm waiting for a Hillary, Edmund Hillary, a man from New Zealand. So, as I mentioned, Cork City is the second largest city in the Republic of Ireland and the third largest on the island of Ireland. Dublin being the first, Belfast the second, and Cork is the third. It's also the third largest population of the island of Ireland. And Cork is located in the southwest of Ireland and is in the province of Munster as the capital city of the County Cork. And County Cork is the largest county in Ireland, known as the Rebel County. And Cork was originally a monastic settlement founded by Saint Finbar in the 6th century and was an important trading port for the Vikings in the 10th century. And Cork was once a fully walled city. And the River Lee flows eastwards through Cork, where it splits in two. So we're at a different part of the River Lee right now. You're just seeing one part of it. As I say, the River Lee splits the city in two. And it flows eastwards through Cork, where it splits the site in two for a short distance, creating an island on which Cork City Centre is built. Welcome, everyone who's just joined us. Yes, that's right, Joyce. Now, the population is 222,000, and in 1349, Cork suffered a severe blow when almost half the people died of plague when the Black Death arrived in the town. And in 1491, Cork played a part in the English War of the Roses when Perkin Warbeck, a pretender to the English throne, landed in the city and tried to recruit support for a plot to overthrow the King, Henry VII of England. And the then Mayor of Cork and several important citizens here of Cork went with Warbeck to England. But when the rebellion collapsed, they were all captured and executed. And this is where the city and the county is known, or this is why the city and the county is known as the Rebel County, from this particular instance, which happened, as I say, in 1491. The title of Mayor of Cork was established by Royal Charter in 1318 and changed to Lord Mayor in 1900, following the knighthood of the incumbent mayor by Queen Victoria on our visit to the city. Now, since the 19th century, Cork has been a strongly Irish nationalist city with widespread support for Irish Home Rule, which, as I say, we got in 1922, thanks to a Cork man who we just talked about there, Michael Collins. Now, today, Cork is a very vibrant city with many shopping centres and is home to Apple computers, who employ now most of the big tech companies and pharmaceuticals and big banking are in Dublin. But, as I say, probably the biggest of all of them is Apple, and they're located not far from here, Cork City. and they employ over 5,000 people, which is quite a large number of people, I would say. This is a beautiful Cape Clear ferries. Now, this right here is part of the harbour, the port, if you like, here in Cork. And as I said before, it's got natural deep water harbour. It's a natural deep water harbour, and it's the second largest in the world, the second largest natural harbour port in the world. And you'll see naval vessels here. You've seen one there just a few minutes ago, sailing ships, cruise ships. And the port is the port has seen all over 1,000 years. So the 1,000 years of history right here at this port. The bridge that I'm on right now is the Eamon de Valera Bridge, one of the leaders of the 1916 Easter Rising, and he actually was the only leader of the 1916 Easter Rising that was not executed. All the other leaders were all executed. Any idea why Eamon de Valera? Now, he also became Prime Minister or Taoiseach of Ireland on 3 separate occasions, and he was also a 2-term President of Ireland, Eamon de Valera. And in 1916, he could have been executed, but he wasn't. And the reason why he wasn't was, any ideas, folks? Not born in Ireland is correct, Wendy. He was, Catherine got it. Fair play to Catherine. And you're both right, Wendy and Catherine. Yes, he was born in America. And that's the only reason why he wasn't executed. Even though he was an infant when he came, his mother brought him back to Ireland as an infant. He wasn't even a year old, I think. So that's the story. Now, I've got a story to tell you, folks. See this ferry right here, Cape Clear Ferries. I was here a few hours ago and I spoke to the woman that owns this boat. And she has offered me to go on a 2.5-hour ferry for free around Cork Harbour. And she has with her on this boat a hen party, or in the US you say, and Canada you might say bachelorette party. So I'm going to be with a whole bunch of probably young ladies in this boat, and I'm going to be sitting up with the captain on the boat. So I'm really, really excited. And just by chance it happened, I started asking her questions about the history of the port and all that, and I started asking her about the ferry and how she's doing and all that kind of stuff. And then she says, well, if you want to come back here at 4 o'clock and you can come on the boat ride and sit up with the captain. How about that, folks? Isn't that wonderful? Get excited. So you'll see a lot of currachs here in this port as well. The upturned boats, a vessel used since ancient times, is the Irish currach. And then there's a lot of regattas that will take their common site here in the summer as well. Now, Cork in the Irish language is Corcaig, and which is the Great Marsh of Munster is what it is known as. This bonded warehouse that you see over here, folks, dates back to the 1700s, and ships would have come in here, cargo ships, to drop off brandies and whiskies and wine and tobacco and all that great stuff. As I say, this is the custom house, this building right here in Cork City, the custom house, and the bonded warehouse, as you can see right there. You got a timber factory over here as well. And then in the distance, you have R&H Hall, their fertilizers and animal feed company. And a little bit further down, you might not be able to see it, I'll try and zoom in. You have Odlum's flour mills. So there's just a little bit of a history of this part of the port. And we're going to move on, folks, because we've got lots of places to see on this tour. Cynthia, how you doing? Good to see you. Charlotte, Karen, and Lisa, welcome. Everybody's just joined us. Good to see us all. Hope you're doing well. It's a cold and cloudy day here in Cork. But as I said before, and I've said it many times, I've been very lucky with the weather here in this during tours on Hago, so I can't complain too much. And even though it is cold today, but we got to take the good with the bad, folks. Now we're approaching Laps Quay up here, and we're going towards. I'm going to show you Cork City Hall just here in a minute, and some sculptures and all that good stuff. You'll see Cork City Hall over there. I'll stop for a minute. Anthony's frozen. Refresh, Anthony. Rejoin. Come out of it and then rejoin. It's the only way you can get back on without being frozen. How's it for everybody else? Nobody else is frozen, are you? I'll tell you this much, I'm frozen because it's freezing cold out. Everything's okay. So nobody else is frozen like me and Anthony. And we're frozen in different ways. This right here is the Clontarf Bridge. Right here. And we're coming up to Parnell Place. Parnell Place. That's this street right here. Lovely hotel, the Maldron Hotel. I had a nice cup of coffee in this little place here just a short time ago. It's a man from Tunisia owns it. Very, very nice fella. Had a great old chat with him. It was really cool. Oh, the zoo is a good bit away, Diane. Well, it's not a good bit away. It's Photo Island Zoo. It's about 20 minutes away. Not that far. 20 minutes drive. Minus 21 in Alberta, Canada. Oh, Ellen. I know Patrick was saying that yesterday. It's absolutely freezing. You guys get like 8 months of winter or something there. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's move on. I better use the traffic lights to cross over. This is Sherry Fitzgerald right here. They are the biggest realtors in Ireland. They got offices all over the country. They're absolutely huge. And the prices here in Cork are a hell of a lot cheaper than they are in Dublin. Dublin real estate is just absolutely through the roof. What's that? 280,000 for that one. That will cost you probably $1 million in Dublin, at least. It's unbelievable. The difference in price. Look at that. Oh, it's only 680,000 for that. That would cost you about $2.5 million in Dublin. Much, much cheaper here, folks, for real estate. As I say, it's we're right now here on Lapp's Quay. It was named after the Lapp family, a very prominent Cork family in the 18th century. And if you look over here, folks, you have the beautiful City Hall. Let me just focus the camera on here. It's dressed in limestone. It was built in 1936, so it wouldn't be that old of a building. But it's the 6th City Hall built in Cork. So there would have been other buildings, maybe even at this particular location, that would have been city halls. As I say, it's the 6th City Hall built in Cork and was built in 1936 with limestone. Now, the Lord Mayor is Cork's first citizen and elected by the City Council. So this would be the City Council offices, the Cork City Hall, and obviously the Lord Mayor is elected by the City Council and has his or her offices in this building. Let me just zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. It is a beautiful building. Can't say nothing, just connecting. Anthony, the Lapp family. That's right, Joyce. L-A-P-P. 2 P's. Can't say nothing, just connecting. Anthony, try again. Come out of the hole, leave the tour, and then rejoin. It's the only way that it's going to be, it's going to help you to get back on track. And we're going to make our way towards the South Mall, just up here at the street. Candace, good to see you. Charlotte, same here. Use the refresh key. Okay, try refreshing. Let me ask you, is anybody else having problems with the stream? And how is the sound and the vision? I better get this green light, otherwise I'll be waiting forever. Here we go. This is a beautiful building right here. This is the Cork Savings Bank. It opened in 1842, but is now owned by the University College Cork. And I say this is Parnell Place right here. Thank you, Clodagh, for the tip. Sounds like an echo. Okay, in Minnesota. Clodagh says, all right, exit the app and come back in. Rose, that is correct. I've already mentioned that to Anthony. Hopefully he'll do that. Another look at the City Hall right here. Now we're going to go over to this tiny little park right here and show you some sculptors here. As I said, Cork, the river The River Lee, so Cork was built on the River Lee. So there's two parts to the River Lee. You've seen the first part where the Michael Collins Bridge was in the Navy ships, and then the second part where Eamon de Valera Bridge was. If you have an echo, you may have to open windows. Have a look at these flower displays, folks, and they're beautiful. Working now, great stuff, Anthony. So this, actually I missed that. Let me go back here for a minute. So we have a statue right here, as I nearly trip over. So this commemorates the 1916 Easter Rising. This statue right here. Everybody was affected and has the names of all those from Cork that were involved in the 1916 Easter Rising. The 1916 Easter Rising took place in Dublin. It was a 6-day war, beginning on Easter Monday, the 23rd of April, 1916. The Irish contingent, made up of volunteer armies, surrendered after the 6th day. And as I said before, the leaders were all executed. But here's the names of all the Cork men involved in 1916 Easter Rising. So this sculptor commemorates them. It's called Lulloch, is the name of this little statue right here. It opened on this little statue opened officially on the 23rd of June 2016 by Lord Mayor of Cork, Councillor Chris O'Leary. And let me just show you some others a little bit further up here. Portrait shot. Yes, indeed, Natalie. How's that? Let me go back. Is that good? There we go. This is a statue. That's right, Joyce. Yes, indeed. Modern statue. And here we have another one, folks. And this statue right here is to commemorate the 800 years of when Cork was granted a charter in 1185. So this was established in 1985, to say, for the 800-year anniversary of Cork becoming a charter, being granted a charter. And it's just called City. It's called City, just City. So there you go. Miss Holmes, says Anthony. Anthony must be from, are you from Cork, Anthony? Let me give you another look here at the River Lee. Yes, Anthony's from Cork. What part of Cork are you from, Anthony? Hi, Paddy. Good to see you. Let's move on, folks. We're going around the South Mall right here. There's some really, really nice buildings and lots of history on this street, which I'm going to tell you about right now. And this, as I say, these flower displays are just beautiful. What do you think, folks? They're gorgeous. Margaret likes it. Beautiful flowers, Barbara. Candice likes it. Born in Finbarr's Hospital, Anthony. Right, so where do you live now, Anthony? In the southwest. That's right, Gregory. The name of the river is the Lee. The River Lee. L-E-E. Joyce. It's great to see. So this is the South Mall right here, folks. And this is one of the main streets of Cork City. It was built over what was once a channel of the River Lee, as most of Cork was. And traditionally, the street here is one of the main centres of banking and financial services in the area. And it's also home to a number of legal offices and solicitors. And among the notable buildings we'll show you just up here in a few minutes is the AIB Bank. And This started out as a provincial bank in 1825, and the current building was constructed between 1863 and 1865. I'll show you that in a minute. Now, the street, as we said, was once a channel of the river, and some original 18th century buildings here retain evidence of street-level boathouses, while others are built with bricks that were once used as ballast in visiting vessels. Now, probably the most famous hotel, it is the most famous hotel in all of Cork City, we're coming up to right now. It is an absolutely stunning, stunning hotel, beautiful inside. And this is it up here. And this hotel dates back to 1813. This is it right across the way from you there, folks. That lovely grey building. And that is the Imperial Hotel. It was, as I said before, it was designed in 1813 by a young architect, Thomas Dean. And the building stands virtually unchanged today. Now, in 1816, Dean was commissioned by the Committee of Merchants to extend the original building, and the first guests arrived at the hotel in 1816. Now, as I said before, it's just absolutely full of history, this hotel. Really is spectacular. It's beautiful. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history and some of the amazing guests and very historical guests that have had at this hotel over the last 2 centuries. So Dean designed many other buildings in Cork City, including the Gothic quadrangle at the University, UCC, University College Cork, and the Savings Bank, which I just showed you earlier, the Savings Bank. Among its many guests was Frederick Douglass from Maryland, an escaped slave who devoted his life to the abolition of slavery and was a great friend of Daniel O'Connell, and he stayed at this hotel in 1845. Charles Dickens stayed here in 1858. Dickens fans packed theatres whenever he read in Ireland, and Dickens read at the Athenaeum Theatre right here I can't even say it properly, but Athenaeum, now called the Cork Opera House, and also gave private readings in this hotel as well. Charles Dickens, that is, folks. So really, a lot of famous guests. But that doesn't end there, folks, because poor old Michael Collins, the day before he died, or was killed, I should say, or executed, assassinated. So actually, Dickens also kissed the Blarney Stone, which is a must for any tourists here in Ireland today. The Blarney Stone is in the little village of Blarney. It's probably only about, I'd say, 25-minute drive from here. I must do a tour of there sometime. Yes, St. Finbar is the patron saint of Cork. We'll talk about him just a little bit later. But on the 21st of August, 1922, Michael Collins spent his last night on earth at the Imperial Hotel. The next day, August 22nd, he was shot dead in West Cork. Other notable guests included Thackeray, Daniel O'Connell, and in more recent years, George Best, the great footballer George Best from Belfast, Maureen O'Hara, who made a movie with John Wayne here in Ireland called The Quiet Man, Brian Dennehy, and Angela Lansbury. Murder, She Wrote. Everybody knows Angela Lansbury. I think she just died recently, last year. She was like 98 years old or something like that. And she was a regular at this hotel. In 1961, Prince Rainier and Princess Grace, along with their children, stayed here. And in 2006, there was an investment of $10 million to redevelop the hotel by the current owners, the Flynn family. So there is a little history, folks, of by far and away the most celebrated hotel right here in Cork City on the South Mall. South Mall. We say mall in Ireland. Mall. You guys say mall. And because we get so many North Americans on here, I have to say mall instead of mall. So we say shopping mall. You guys say shopping mall. To be or not to be? That is the question. This is a branch of University College Cork right here. It's one of their offices. But I must do a tour of the campus of the University College Cork one day. As I say, I am from Dublin, so the problem is trying to find a time to come down to these places. But that's just full of great history in all these towns and so forth. I'm going to show you a nice building coming up here in just a minute. That's the AIB building that I was discussing with you a little earlier. Beautiful building dating back inside to 1835. Allied Irish Bank building today, which is the largest bank in Ireland. They have more branches than any other bank in the country. We say MAL, short A. So folks, if you're not able to understand me, all you have to do is look at Joyce's posts, Joyce's chat, and she'll tell you what I'm saying. Thank you, Joyce. So this is a really spectacular building right here. I'm just going to do the vertical here on this. And this is a lovely building. This is known as the Assembly Rooms. Now, the Assembly Rooms were designed by Richard Rolt Brash in 1860, originally known as President Hall. And it hosted well-known speakers and opera companies of the time. And in 1911, it became a cinema and was known locally as the Assems. And in 1964, it ceased to be a cinema and has had various other functions since then. It remains significant for its beautiful facade, retaining much original external fabric for its local historical importance. It is highly decorated carved limestone balustrade to parapet. So there you go, a lovely building. I'm too close to it for you to see it properly. I'd have to go over the other side of the road. But you can see it up here, folks. Absolutely gorgeous building. It's only a small little building, but it's really nice. That's right, Mary. Is that you, Mary Tobin? Mary's from Cork. She's from West Cork. And yes, St. Finbar. We're going to be talking about St. Finbar in just a little bit. As we continue walking down the South Mall right here. As I said before, the South Mall is just full of financial institutions. A lot of banks, accountants, solicitors, lawyers if you're in America. We call them solicitors here. Sometimes we call them lawyers. In America and in Canada, I think a lot of times you call them attorney at law. Attorney at law. Well, solicitors we call them. Now, it's not the same as solicitors, someone knocking on your door trying to sell you something. Although these guys probably will try to sell you something as regards chasing ambulances or whatever. I don't think so. Well, not too much here. But that does happen a lot in America. As I say, O'Flynn, Exham solicitors. Or the ladies. Here, I got a green light. I better run. This is Parliament Street right here. There's a Parliament Street, of course, in Dublin as well. So a lot of the street names here are the same. This is a great street for food right here. They have outdoor dining right here on this street. It's just off of Oliver Plunkett Street. It really is a cool part of the city. During the summer, it's absolutely amazing. As we move on. Now we're going to make our way up towards Grand Parade from the South Mall. And we're going to visit this tiny little, another tiny little park known as Peace Park. Some people also call it Bishop Lucy Park. And there's another nice memorial right here. It's a lovely little park. There's a good few seats. Nice place to sit down, have a cup of coffee along by the River Lee. Yeah, Blackrock, not far from here either. Down by the port there. Another nice spot for a walk. So this is Lest We Forget, folks, because this is the memorial to World War I memorial. And there would have been an awful lot of Irish people involved in the First and Second World Wars that would have been fighting on the side of the British. Although there was some, believe it or not, there was a lot of rebels on the that fought on the German side. Although there would have been a hell of a lot more, an awful lot more on the British side. So this is a memorial to all those that lost their lives from Cork in the wars, in the First World War. A lovely memorial. Very, very nice. I know, Don, yeah. A lot of, well, I wouldn't say a lot. There was some. There were rebels. Their beef was against Britain. And that's why they teamed up with the Germans. But obviously the majority were all on the British side. A lot of Irish did join. It's not they joined the British Army. Ireland are neutral in every war. Every international war, Ireland has been neutral. We're actually peacekeepers. So we have bases around the world, army bases around the world, but we're peacekeepers. So we're not involved in any wars. These are individual people that joined the British Army. A lot of them did it for financial reasons. They had to feed their families. So they had to have some kind of income coming in. So they joined the British Army and they were involved in these wars. So we're coming up here and you'll see St. Finbarr's Cathedral there in the distance. I'll tell you a little bit about that in a minute. But we're coming up here, folks, to on the other side of the river right here. We're in Grand Parade right here, but the other side of the river is Sullivan's Quay. And let me just show you Sullivan's Quay here. Do you know they repaired the Whaley Bridge and they had to keep the shape? Wow. Didn't know that. Catherine, thank you so much. Appreciate it. So this right over here is Sullivan's Quay. And you have over here the co-op, the Quay co-op, this red brick building right here. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. It's a vegetarian food, health and restaurant business. And it's also a space in which many of the social justice campaigns of recent decades were developed and fought. And the Quay Co-op was founded in the early 1980s for different groups to meet to explore issues such as gay rights, and in the 1983 anti-abortion amendment, the criminal justice bill and the first divorce referendum. To my right over here, thank you, Quinn, and thank you, Vicky. I appreciate it. Thank you. And Vicky, by the way, folks, is coming here to Ireland in August. Looking forward to seeing her. She was here in 2021, November 2021. I took her around Dublin City on a tour, herself and her daughter, her son, and her daughter-in-law. It was great fun. Really enjoyed it. And she gave me this absolutely amazing, massive tip. Extremely generous person is Vicky. Thanks a million, Vicky. Looking forward to seeing you again when you come back in August. Good to see you. So over here, this is the Southgate Bridge. And then over here, we have the Parliament Bridge. You have a village... we have a village called Whaley Bridge in Yorkshire. One of it's from Cork. Most of the places that are named here are named after British landmarks, not the other way around. So there would have been, this one here would have been named after that place in Britain, in Yorkshire. River is fast, yes, fast flowing because of all the rain that we got yesterday. And actually it's a lot less clean than it usually is. It's usually very clean, this River Lee, but because of all the rain we got yesterday, it soaks up all the dirt on the streets and everything else and flows into the river. Now I'm standing right here, folks, on what's known as the Nano-Nagle Bridge. It was established in 1985. And who was Nano-Nagle? And this actually connects, Nano-Nagle Bridge connects to Grand Parade Street from Sullivan's Quay. Now the bridge was built as one of many structures to mark the 800th anniversary in 1185 of Cork being given the statues of the city. Now the Nano-Nagle Bridge is named after the founder of the Sisters of the Presentations of Blessed Virgin Mary in Ireland. Honora Nano-Nagle was born in 1718 and was one of the greatest women in Irish history. She dedicated her life to help and educate the poor, having done so much for the downtrodden and the poor. She is looked up to by people all over the world. And she also set up convents, the presentation convents. Now, a lot of girls' schools throughout Ireland are called presentation convents, presentation schools. And they were all set up originally right here in Cork by Nan O'Nagel. And also, these presentation schools are not just here in Ireland, but they're all over the world in different countries. As I say, set up by this Cork woman, Nan O'Nagel. She also set up convents, presentation convents and schools, as I say, around the world, and did so in Ireland when education for Catholics was forbidden by our British rulers. So back in her day, as I say, she was around here in the 1700s, early 1700s, and right up until the late 1800s, schooling, education was forbidden for Catholics by our British occupiers. Up Cork, good man. That man says up Cork. They forbade it for us English as well. There's always a guy. Yes, okay, so Catholics were just forbidden. It's a very sad part of history. But you know what, folks? There's all sad parts of history all over the world. Everybody's got a story to tell of what happened by their conquerors. And there was many, as you say, world powers throughout the years that really weren't very pleasant to the natives of the places they plundered. Have a look at this. This is beautiful St. Finbarr's Cathedral right here. And this is St. Finbarr, as I mentioned earlier during the tour, was the patron saint of Cork. And he was around a long time ago. This is a beautiful Gothic revival tree. He was actually around in the 6th century, was St. Finbarr. This is a Gothic revival three-spire church of Ireland cathedral in the city of Cork. It's dedicated to Finbarr of Cork, the patron saint of the city. And it was completed in 1879. But Christian use of the site dates back to the 7th century, as I say, when St. Finbarr was around. When, according to local folklore, Finbarr of Cork founded a monastery. So, there you go, folks. That is St. Finbarr's Cathedral. I get cold toes sitting here. Let me read some of this. Okay, Gershon, I was at Finbarr Cathedral during a visit by the Tel Aviv Choir as part of the International Choir Festival in April 2018. Very good, Gershon. Hope you had a good time. Was it a competition or just... I lived in a place called Mayfield, St. Anthony. Warm core, cold legs. Do you dress for weathers in Ireland? Yes, that's true, Gregory. Gregory would know all about that. Greggy's from Dublin. Postmen always wear shorts in winter. Yeah, I just don't understand it. You see lots of people walking around. Now, this I always thought was more of an American thing. But there's more and more Irish people during the cold spells, even in winter, and they're walking around in shorts, and I just don't get it. I don't understand it. What is the big white building? This building right here, Rose? Well, today, I don't know the history of this building, let's be honest with you. I didn't look it up, but it's now Crawford College of Art and Design. So it's a College of Art and Design here in Dublin, but I don't know the history to this building, unfortunately. Fuse coats in winter. What's it? They're like middle schoolers who refuse coats in winter and wear their hoodies in summer. Yeah, it's true. Have a look at this beautiful monument right here, folks. This really is gorgeous. And this monument is known as the National Monument. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'll do a vertical view of this here, folks, so you can see it properly. Now, this is dedicated to all those that lost their lives in the 1798 rebellion and the 1803 revolution. Once again, against our oppressors, the British. And this has a list of all those Cork men involved in that struggle, that lost their lives during them wars. Every war we ever had against Britain, we lost it. But finally, as I say, in 1922, we did get our independence. So there you go. And This is one of the leaders right here, Cork man O'Neill Crowley. Crowley, you say in America. This is Michael Dwyer. This guy hid up in the mountains in Wicklow in the 1798 rebellion, and the British authorities for months and months couldn't find him. He was one of the leaders, but he was very much evasive, if you like, and he went on the run, and they couldn't find him. And this lasted till after the 1790 rebellion was over. They were still looking for him. And as I say, he was hiding out in the Wicklow Mountains. But he would have known his territory very well because he was from Wicklow. And they couldn't find him for a long time. So this will give you the list of the Cork men that died right here in the 1803 revolution. That revolution was, the leader of that revolution was Robert Emmet. But that was very much a failed revolution in that he was ill-prepared and so forth. And he was easily defeated in a matter of hours, which is unfortunate. And then you have the 1798 rebellion. This was a much longer war that lasted, I think it was around 6 months or so. And you got Lord Edward Fitzgerald. I talk about him on my Dublin tour, my ancient Dublin tour, as Lord Edward Street is right there. And I show you on that tour the house that he lived in, Lord Edward Fitzgerald. So some of these guys would have been, he was actually from Dublin, but these are some of the leaders for the 1798 rebellion. And of course, the main leader of the 1790 rebellion was this man right here, Wolfe Tone. Wolfe Tone was a lawyer and a very well-educated man from a very wealthy Anglo-Irish family. But he was the leader of the 1798 rebellion. And this man was, he tried to recruit the French to help him. And there's a long story to this. He tried to get the French to help him during the 1790 rebellion. He went over to France begging for some assistance for this war. And they did make their way over. And unfortunately, there was like 30,000 troops the French sent over for the 1798 rebellion. But it was during the winter, December of 1797, just before the 1798 rebellion. And they lost half of their fleet through the high winds and so forth. And when the others did finally arrive, the weather was still so bad that they decided that they'll make their way back to France. And that's what they did. And this is Thomas Davis, another great leader as well, during that same period, 1798 rebellion. Welcome anybody who's just joined us. Tracy and Lorraine. And who else? Sue. Igor, yeah. So we are now, as I say, on Grand Parade. It's a lovely street here in Cork. It's a pretty wide street. Very, very wide pathways if you look. Thank you, Wendy. Appreciate it. Thanks so much. Thomas Davis was a great leader. So Grand Parade, it's one of the main streets of Cork City, as I say, and it's very, very wide. If you look at it, it's actually 280 metres, 920 feet in length, but it's 45 metres in width, which is 148 feet. Now, like most of the streets here in Cork, it would have originally, this was originally a channel of the River Lee, and of the Viking settlement of Cork grew up here on its west bank. So once again, like most cities throughout Ireland, they're Viking cities, and the Vikings, the Norsemen, were the original invaders here way back in the 9th century. And of course, they first came to Waterford City. And Waterford City is the oldest city in Ireland. Waterford, which is the next county from here, going north, if you like. But it's also in the southeast of Ireland. It was actually a local competition, but international choirs. Very good, Gershon. Did you win? Now, there's some lovely, lovely buildings here on this street, Grand Parade, and a big refurbishment took place here on the Grand Parade buildings in 2016. Now, it runs from the South Mall in the south, where we just came from a little earlier. Thank you, Karen. Appreciate it. To St. Patrick's Street and Don Square in the north, a little bit further down. Here's a nice historic park right here on. Thank you, Diane. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. In Grand Parade, Cork Walks, South Parish. The Grand Parade is one of Cork City's principal thoroughfares since 1789, but was once a waterway. The Berwick Fountain was erected in 1860 and occupies the site of Tuckey's Bridge, a former crossing of the old waterway. Adjacent to the fountain is one of Cork's most unusual pieces of street furniture, a cannon from 1800, possibly once used as a bollard or a mooring post in Bishop Lucy Park. You can still see part of the stone wall. Actually, we left there earlier. We were just there. That surrounded the medieval city of Cork. Heading west along Tuckey Street, you pass the Masonic Lodge on your right. The road then leads on to the South Main Street, the heart of the medieval city, where the neo-Tudor frontage of the former Beamish and Crawford brewery greets you. So just let me talk to you a little bit about the Beamish, which is on South Main Street. And Beamish, they don't drink Guinness in Cork, folks, for the most part, even though in most of the country, throughout the country, they'll drink Guinness. But here in Cork, they drink Beamish and Murphy's, their own stout, Cork stouts. And just to tell you a little bit about Beamish, in 1792, Richard Beamish and Richard Crawford, two Cork merchants, established the famous Beamish and Crawford brewery. And to this day, Beamish is enjoyed in bars and homes throughout Ireland. And Beamish has a rich roasted flavour with coffee and dark chocolate undertones, making it a genuine Irish stout. And Murphy's, another Cork stout, dates back to 1856 and was founded by James Murphy. But believe it or not, it is now owned, Murphy's Stout is now owned by Heineken since 1984. A Dutch company, Heineken. How about that? Candace, thank you so much. Amelia, thank you. You're very, very kind, folks. I really appreciate it. Interesting. Thank you, Wendy. The medieval city wall at Grand Parade. If you want to take a postcard photograph, you can read that. I'll just zoom in a little bit better so you can get a better picture of it. So this is a nice little park off of Grand Parade. Cheers from Argentina, Amelia. Thank you. Buenos Aires, Amelia. I've got a great story about Argentina, but I tell that story on my Dublin Docklands tour. And it's about Admiral William Brown. Then he was the commander of the fleet of the Argentinian Navy, and he was an Irishman born in County Mayo in Ireland. I don't know if you know that story, Amelia. If you don't, I'll tell it to you some other day. How about this beautiful mural right here, folks? Let me zoom back out so you can see it. This is absolutely gorgeous. What do you think, folks? Oh, I like it a lot. So it looks like a fruit basket there. Where there's apples, there's lemons, there's bananas, and what have you. I don't know much about this mural, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. Hello from Ontario. Hi, Betty. Now, we're going to make our way over, folks, and we're going to go into the world-famous English market, folks. I'm sure you might have heard of the English market. It is one of the go-to places if you ever come to Cork City. And I'll have to get my bearings right, but this is one of the many entrances into it. Thank you, Paddy. Appreciate it. Guillermo Brown, yeah. Guillermo. Guillermo is William in Spanish. Admiral William Brown. So this is one of the many entrances of the English market. This is world famous, this English market. Queen Elizabeth II came here in 2011 to visit the English market. Now inside here, you've got many, many, many stalls. And it's a municipal food market in the centre, as I say, of Cork City. And it's regarded by both. Let me try and cross the road here, folks. Sorry. Okay. Maureen loved it when she visited. Sorry, there, excuse me. Maureen loved it when she visited Cork. Now, it's regarded both mid 19th century architecture and locally produced artisan food. It opened in 1788 and is owned by the Cork City Council. There's a total of 130 tenants in here, and it's a big tourist attraction and has developed an international reputation, described by chef Rick Stein as the best covered market in the UK and Ireland. Now, the term English market was coined in the 19th century to distinguish the market from the nearby St. Peter's Market, which was known as the Irish market. And that's how it got its name, the English market, distinguished from another market that was just down the street from here called the Irish market. Now, Queen Elizabeth II visited the market here in 2011, and Prince Charles, now the King, visited in 2018. Let's go in. I'm not going to talk too much in here, folks. I'm just going to show you some of the stuff. No filming? Okay. Thanks. That man just said no filming. I can't believe that. No filming. Sorry, folks. I could always go into another entrance. And some people, in my opinion, this is my opinion, if that guy owns that shop, he's doing himself a disservice by telling me not to film in here. Because it's not as if everybody's going in and filming the place. This would have been a good promotion for the English market and a good promotion for him, where visitors like you guys, if you ever come to Ireland, will come in here and maybe buy something from his stall. A lot of people just don't think outside the box. They're just very much... Now, I don't see why I shouldn't be able to go in here. But should I risk going in another door? There's several entrances. What do you think, folks? Should I? Because I don't think that guy is the owner of the place. Because it's owned by the Cork City Council. So I think he's just a stall owner. Go for it. Now listen, I might get kicked out right away. If I do, I'll be running out of here. So this is another entrance. I'm not going to go anywhere near where that guy is. Yes, go for it. I'm breaking all the rules here, folks. I'm like a rebel. If you see this guy, point him out to me. I could have said I'm not filming here. I could have said I'm taking photographs. That's what I should have said to him. How you doing, man? Is it okay? It's okay. Take pictures. Yeah. He's cool. He's cool with it. Rules are made to be broken. How are you? What's your name? Will. How you doing, Will? I'm just showing some people doing a live stream. So this is it's on Heygo, heygo.com. Heygo. So a lot of the people on here may come in here. There's a lot of tourists on here, yeah? If you do come here, folks, come to Ballycotton Foods and you'll meet Will here, right here, seafood. Now, Ballycotton is just a beautiful fishing village in North Cork, isn't it? East Cork. Ballycotton. Yeah. And so have a look, all fresh fish, folks. He's cool. Thanks, Will. See you later. He's cool. O'Connell, more fishmongers. There's a lot of fishmongers here. There's a lot of fruit stands and all that kind of stuff here. So you have a variety of different stores. So this part is the fish end of things. There's something fishy about this part. Let me move on. But it's huge. As I said before, there's like 130 tenants in here. So that means 130 stalls. Love fish, says Rose. Global Emporium. So kind. I'd say maybe cod or haddock, most popular, maybe. Cod is most... Oh, there's the guy. He's looking for me. He's right behind me. The guy that threw me out was just following me there. Just seen him. Nah, I can't do that. I have to be always polite, no matter what people say. He must be the manager. I reckon he's the manager of the marketplace here. But there's a lot of poultry places and all that too. Very nice. All right, you've seen a bit of it anyway, folks. I better not overstay my welcome, even though I wasn't welcomed then. The English market services and beautiful displays, yeah. Really is nice. So if that guy is the manager, he works for the city council, and a lot of times, if he's not a business owner, he's not gonna be thinking outside the box, of how it can benefit him for someone coming in and live streaming. So I'm coming on here, folks, to Oliver Plunkett Street. This is probably the longest street with shops and stores on it is the Oliver Plunkett Street, named after Oliver Plunkett, who was the primate of all Ireland. He died in 1681, and in 1975, here's the street, Oliver Plunkett Street, and in 1975 he was canonised as a saint, having been beatified in 1920, but it wasn't until 1975 by Pope John Paul II, I think the second, yeah. Saint Oliver Plunkett. But it's full of shops here. Really is a nice street. There's lots of, on the side streets along here, you have a lot of outdoor dining facilities like here. And it's a great place to come during the summer and sit outside. Now, I know that's the way it is all across Europe and so forth, but we're only starting to do it in recent years, believe it or not. And during COVID, it all started then, especially in Dublin and other cities throughout the country where it was all outside dining because of COVID. Couldn't go inside. And it's remained that way since. So they blocked off all the traffic, the cars. It was only pedestrianised streets now in a lot of streets around Dublin and Cork and other places. Whereas before, cars and traffic could go down these streets. Now they're not allowed to make way for, as I say, the outside dining. Okay, take care, Rose. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Are there any bookshops? Shelley, yeah, there is bookshops, but I haven't seen one. I wasn't looking out for them, so. But there's shops everywhere here in Ireland, no matter what city you go to, and there's all these lovely old, rare bookshops in Ireland as well, because we are known as the country of saints and scholars. So reading is on the agenda for Irish people. We're very well read. As I say, we've had many great writers throughout history here in Ireland, including the great James Joyce, Oscar Wilde, Samuel Beckett, Jonathan Swift, Brendan Behan. I mean, the list goes on and on of all the great Irish writers. George Bernard Shaw, great playwright. Supposedly he wrote over 600 plays. I think only 60 of them were produced. This is an old post office right here. Is Eason's still there? Eason's, yeah. The Eason's are a branch that are all over Ireland. They're in all the cities. This is a lovely little side street right here between Patrick Street and Oliver Plunkett Street. There's all these lovely side streets. I'm not a guy for main streets. I love going off the beaten track and into side streets where you see the real proper goings on and quaint little shops, nice little pubs, coffee shops and what have you. I try and stay off main streets when I'm going around, like personally going around to places. Love the low little Bochum, that's a Mexican restaurant, and Bochum are all over the place. Mexican restaurants are now extremely popular in Ireland, especially among the youth. Lots and lots of young people eating Mexican food these days. 20 years ago, 15 years ago, there was no such thing as a Mexican restaurant in Ireland. Now they're all over the place. And it's all very good too. Just showing you some of the side streets here, folks. I cannot believe it's over an hour. I always think that I'm going to go under, that I only have enough information to fill in maybe 40 minutes for a tour. And then all of a sudden, it's an hour. And I still have material, you know? It's just, time just flies by when you're having fun, I guess, huh? Thank you. Someone just sponsored me. I just got a new sponsor, so thank you so kindly, whoever did sponsor me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Gail, thank you so much. Diane, thank you. I appreciate it. Chatting with friends. Yeah. So, okay. I'm going to finish this tour by telling you a little bit about my upcoming tours. So this coming Monday, I'm going to Swords Castle. Swords Castle is over 800 years old. It is absolutely stunning building. There's lots of different buildings within the castle. We're going to visit there. And also we're going to visit St. Columba's Church. Now that's on a site of a 7th century monastic settlement. A monastic settlement by St. Columba, or otherwise known as St. Columkill, one of the patron saints of Ireland. We've got 3 patron saints here. St. Patrick, of course, and St. Patrick's Day is next Friday, where I'll be doing a tour of the parade. I'm going to be on at the first floor office of a friend of mine who's an architect, and he has his office is there on the first floor on Dame Street, and we're going to be looking down on the parade with all the marching bands and the floats and what have you. It's going to be spectacular. I did it last year as well. It was a huge success. People loved it. That's next Friday, St. Patrick's Day here in Ireland. As I said before, we'll talk about St. Columba, another patron saint of Ireland, on Monday with Swords Castle and St. Columba's Church. Wednesday, I'm going to be in the beautiful village of Hope. Thank you, Mary T. Thank you. Mary T, enjoyed it so much, you tipped me twice. Thank you, Poppy. I didn't notice you were on here. Poppy's out there putting in my channel. If you click on that, you'll see all my upcoming tours. As I say, Wednesday, I'm going to the beautiful, beautiful North Dublin fishing village of Howth. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's stunning. There's also a 6th century abbey there as well. It's just the ruins of an abbey, I should say. But it's a beautiful fishing village. And then on Thursday of next week, I'm going to the 3rd most beautiful gardens in the world, called Powers Court House and Gardens. Only Versailles and the Kew Gardens are ranked higher than the Powers Court House and Gardens in County Wicklow. I'll be there next Thursday. So Monday, Swords Castle. Wednesday, we have the beautiful fishing village of Howth. Thursday, Powers Court House and Gardens. And then the big one, folks, Friday, I think I have like 250 people already booked on a St. Patrick's Day parade in Dublin. You'll see lots of marching bands. Most of the marching bands are from the United States and Canada. I think there's 3 from Canada. The majority of them from the US. There's a few Irish ones as well. I think there's a Scottish marching band as well. And then lots of different floats and all kinds of activity for that tour. I hope you can join me, folks, for that tour on St. Patrick's Day next Friday, and all the other tours. Thank you so much, everybody that left a tip. Natalie, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Natalie from Ukraine, family from Ukraine. Wish them all the best for me, Natalie. Hope everybody's safe. It rose me, yes. So Suzanne's on, and Suzanne came over here to Ireland twice last year, and she actually visited Rosemary. Rosemary is one of the great gardeners, not just one of the great gardeners of Ireland, but one of the best gardeners in the whole entire world. And she looks after the herbaceous gardens, the herbaceous border in Powerscourt. She's an exceptional. Now, I'm going to visit here when not everything's in bloom. And the reason why I'm going at this time of year, I wasn't going to go until the spring, and then I decided I'll go there to show you how she's planting these beautiful plants and flowers and how she goes about. And she's such a brilliant gardener that she explains the whole process of why she's doing this and where she's putting this and everything else and how the weather affects the plants and the flowers and so forth and everything else. So you're not going to see everything in bloom, but that's okay because we'll come back again a month later and see the results of her planting these flowers and plants. And at the same time, it's absolutely stunning, the whole site there. There's loads of other gardens. There's the Japanese gardens. There's the Italian gardens. There's a rose garden. The herbaceous border, as I say. It's just spectacular, the whole site. There's also a tree trail there as well, with ancient trees throughout the estate. As I say, it is an estate. So there you go, folks. That's all I got for you. Rosemary is a gardening genius, and we need to see the tulips. She'll be planting them when I was there in October, yes. There may be some tulips yet. They should be up and going soon. Anyway, I think the end of March more so than the middle of March, but we'll see how we get on. It'll be the 16th of March, so should be all right, you know. I'm going back to where I started. There's the City Hall. Look, I did a whole loop. Now, Cork, I only showed you just a little part of the city, but I will come back here to Cork and do more tours here. Because I say, in Dublin, I don't know how many I do. Just tons of different tours I do in Dublin. So there's many, many tours to be had and to be done right here in Cork. But I'm getting ready, folks, to go on a boat and take a 2.5-hour tour with a hen party, bachelor party. But I'm going to be sitting up with the captain all around Cork Harbour, the second largest natural harbour in the world. And I'm going to be going out to Roaches Point. And Roaches Point in Cove, just off of the Cork Harbour and Cove, is where the last port of call was for the Titanic. So enjoy. Thank you very much. I'm going to try and take a video and I'll send it to you guys. Or if you'd like to, I'll try and send it on that on the app. I'll post it on the app, on the Hago app, so you can see some scenes. Now, my only problem is I hope that I'm able to charge my phone because I'm going to have very little charge left. So there you go. Folks, that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for coming on the tour today. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed showing you around. If you follow me, if you haven't already followed my channel, thanks so much. Satyam, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Gershon. Appreciate it. Thank you. Di, thanks very much for the follow. So, yeah, if you want to follow my channel, do so. If you did enjoy this tour, because this is the first time I've done this tour, it's a new tour, I'd really, really appreciate it if you could leave a review. And the reason for that is that the next time I do this tour, people are going to see that it's well reviewed, that lots of people enjoyed it, and then they're more inclined to book it the next time I do this tour. So if you could please leave a review, I'd really appreciate it, preferably a nice review. And that would be great, folks. And that way, as I say, people next time I do this tour will be more inclined to book this particular tour. Gershon, you're coming back here next week, are you? Good stuff, Gershon. Okay, give me a shout. Call me. For the last 4 times, I was supposed to meet Gershon when he came over. Gershon's from Israel. And the last 4 times, it was either I had to do something and I couldn't make it, or he had to do something and couldn't make it. So we didn't actually end up meeting up, but we will meet up this time. All going well. I'm just so busy all the time. I don't know what it is. I don't have a minute to myself. I'm always busy all the time. Day and night, there's always something going on, whether it be personal, in-person tours, virtual tours, researching, going different places so I can check out new avenues or new places for tours. It's just all the time. And because I'm working day and night now, I'm hardly drinking that much anymore. I don't be drinking too many pints anymore. I'm getting too old for it. And I just can't afford to be hungover, you know what I'm saying? So I've eased off the sauce, even though I was never a big drinker anyway. But as I say, I can do without it, you know? Is that my buddy Hugh on? Hughie just joined. Hughie, I'm just finishing the tour. This is Hugh Kelly, my best buddy in the whole world. Great human being, absolutely amazing person. Hugh K just come on there. Hughie, I'm just finishing the tour now. You missed the whole tour of Cork. But yes, you can come on again. Thanks, Suzanne. Appreciate it. Folks, have a great day. Thank you so much for coming on the tour. And we'll see you all again soon. Have a great day. Slán lit agus grab a mille maithagat. Sláinte. Thank you, folks.